Hello everybody and welcome back to another X-Plane 11 stream. We're here in Stapleford, a new release here from ORBX, and we have the new Carenado Cessna 172. Get our music down here. Hope you guys are all keeping well. What we're going to do, we're just going to do a quick VFR flight from Stapleford, probably down to Shoreham. So I was looking at this airport earlier on. So it's in Essex. It's an old RAF airfield or aerodrome, and it's primarily used for flight training. So it's an oldie but a goodie from ORBX, and it's just after getting released for X-Plane 11, and it looks fantastic. I'm using the True Earth Great Britain scenery as well. We have Central and we have South, which is just all fine and dandy. So as you can see, everything looking fairly alright. Frames are around 45 or so, not too bad. So we'll hop down and have a look at this plane. This guy here. So, you know, another Cessna, another 172. Like, in fairness, the Laminar research one that comes with X-Plane 11 is quite good. It's very good with the REP pack from Reality Expansion. Next to that, then you have the Airfoil Lab 172 as well, and a small bit of stutter here with this. But one thing I will say, when it comes to Carenado, they certainly look the part. Like, I mean, the detail here is beautiful. Great reflections. The modelling work is fantastic. You know, they're just. I'm a fan of Carenado. Most of their planes, they're quite good. Not quite sure in relation to the 172 though, because like it's it's here. Like, we already have it. So what's this going to offer more, we say, than the other ones? I'm glad you asked. We'll look through some of the options that they have. So you'd have your normal reflections if you're suffering from frames, so they do help things out a lot. The static elements, your tow truck, pitot heat or pitot cover, and intake covers, they're all there. The fairings, this is pretty cool. You can have them or not have them. And depending on the aircraft you fly, like most of the flight schools I've been at, they tend to have these off because they're easy enough to break. And they do add a little bit of drag, nothing fantastic, like, but it is noticeable. But depending on the aircraft at a flight school, they tend to have these off, especially any of the ones that I've seen. And it's a nice click of a button, they're there, they're gone. Like, that would be nice if, I don't know, if Laminar could include that themselves. There is a workaround. I saw it on the org. You have to get in and edit the objects, and you can paint them off, and it does look fairly well. But it's a nice feature to have them there. The doors are doors. They all open and close. You can change deliveries here from the menu. You have all your camera options here, your field of view, and then your sounds as well. So the usual array of Carenado good gadgetry even. So as you can see, the modeling here, it is nice. Like, the texture work is nice. It's very pretty. The reflections are done really well. The light, I mean, look at the light. It's cool looking. How do we get up there? Here we go. You know, I like it. It's pretty cool. We are getting the odd stutter here, but it could be just my screen. So we'll jump on into the cockpit, and here we have it. So it's the G1000. I'm on the fence on these. I do prefer the steam gauges, but you know, this is the future, so they tell us. But it does look nice. It looks very nice. And again, like, they have on the product page, they have what's the word I'm looking for? They have like the picture of the real Cessna, Carenado's version, and the default one that comes with X-Plane 11. And you can have a look at the different ones. And yes, the Carenado one is very close. Like, the seats here look awesome. Carenado are really good when it comes to the modelling. So it all looks wonderful. So as I said, our plan today, we're just going to take you for a quick flight around here. This airport is awesome, or the aerodrome. It's really cool. ORBX, I'm very happy that they're here in X-Plane, because apart from the wonderful free sceneries we have, and also the sceneries from the big developers, it's great to have ORBX here as well. Particularly for those of us who fly in around the UK or Ireland, because it's They bring just a decent level of what's going on. There are some cows in the field. All right. So what we'll do, we got our doors closed. We check our weight and balance. So we've loads, loads, and loads. That's well, yeah, and a bag. 3 hours more than enough. Add that to the plane. All right. So we'll start with our batteries. We'll get our master switches on. So batteries on. Avionics leave off for the minute. Get rid of the yoke here. So fuel selector switch to both. Park and brake is set. Mixture now can go to rich. We can go about a quarter on our throttle. Get some lights on here as well. So we'll go for our beacon. Our fuel pump can come on. And off. Digital read here on our fuel flow. Check to see that the proper area is clean. Or clear rather. Get rid of the static elements because that would just go horribly wrong. And go with our mags now. Clear prop. Alrighty, there's a good start on our engine. Alternator can come on. Avionics can come on. Turn off that guy. Good, good, good. So we have our engine settings over here so we can see current RPM, fuel flow, oil pressure, oil temperature, exhaust, vacuum. Vacuum's a little bit low, but we'll look at that now in a second. We'll bring our mixture down a small bit just to lean it. Should do about there. So we go ahead, set our transponder. We'll just go 7,000. And transponder can go to altitude mode. All this is looking lovely. Flight director can come on. Okay, so we're just going to do a direct to mode. Okay, so where we're looking for is Shoreham. Echo Golf Kilo Alpha. So we go back here. So we're looking for Echo Golf Kilo Alpha. This way, Echo. Enter, activate. Wait now, where does this think we are? There we go. It was showing up here for some reason. That's looking good. That can stay in there. Heading, all that is fine. Strobes can come on. Peter can come on. We have switches down here for that as well. The fuses aren't modelled. It will be interesting to see if they get a an REP pack for this as well. Trim should be set. Autopilot, just test that it's off. Let's check our trim. Okay, we want the autopilot off here, guys. Autopilot on, autopilot off. Okay. All here is looking good. Altimeter we can set. We can probably do it down here. Barrow, barrow, barrow. 299er2. Our altitude we can set. We'll go for 2,500 feet. Speed will be fine, and all this looks grand. Okay, we'll check out our sounds outside. Not too shabby. Okay, so we can kind of taxi on the We can go on the grass here either, but we'll go on the rough just to see what the ground handling is like on this plane. So, taxi light can come on. Add a bit of power. Straight away it's rolling to the left. Small bit of chop here, but we're okay for the minute. This is running in X-Plane 11.2.6. I haven't upgraded or updated just yet. It's still in the beta anyway. So we won't scare the cows, even though they're playing statues with us. Bring the flaps down. Down one notch, looking good. It's a little bit. Thanks very much. It's a little bit giddy on the ground, but nothing to worry about, I would think. Okay, landing lights are on. Bring our yoke back in here. Okay. Okay, set the parking brake. Just sit here for a sec. Our view here can probably come in a bit. But there. I think that'll do. We have our manual clocks here as well. Is there an altimeter on this guy we need to change? There is. 2.9er, 9er, 2, 180. That's good enough for me. Okay, quick check and we're good to go. So, advanced throttle, mixture's full, lights are on, flaps are set. And throttle to full. Okay, so we got plenty of pull here to the left. We're looking for around 55. Ease the stick back. A good climb. Okay, passing our 300 feet, bring our flaps in. I'll get this trimmed out here now in a sec. You can start our bank here to the right. Look for a climb speed of about 1,000 feet a minute. Now we probably will get a bit of a drop in the frames as we approach London, but we'll see how we go. $90 knots, doing well. Okay, let's get a flyby here. Okay, not too bad. So our autopilot. Let's just zoom in here so we can go autopilot on. We're going to go our nav mode and we'll go vertical speed. Keep it at 1,000 for the moment until we reach 2,500. Then once we get to our cruise altitude, we can watch our speed and we can start reducing some mixtures. So what else do we have going on? So we have all our lights and panels. We'll change the time to nighttime later on just to see how it looks. These will be interesting how these look at night. Okay, so bring our throttle back a small bit. Bring our mixture back just a smidgen. EGT will be rising here. About 114 knots should be fine. So the usual click spots are there with the G1000. We have our fuel here, audio in, fuel shut-off valve there, all modelled. So we have our floodlights here, very nice. Sun visors do work. Decent enough frame still as we come over London, about 40. We're about 20 minutes out from our destination. So yeah, so far so good. Not a bad plane. Is it worth, you know, €30 or $33? I don't rightly know. Like, yes, the modelling is very good. The sound's certainly different. The interior does look fantastic. I will give them that. I mean, it really looks well. Slow this down so you're all not getting dizzy. And if we go this way, it is pretty nice. I gotta say. Yeah, it's decent enough, I have to say. It's I like it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments here. If this is something you're on the fence on. Again, it's, you know, the 172 from Laminar Research is quite good, particularly with the Reality expansion pack. Certainly the modelling on this would appear to be a lot sharper. The texture work, it's fantastic. The sounds are decent as well. In terms of performance with frames, it's very, very good. Even for Carenado, it's excellent. The small stuttering we're getting is a combination of probably OBS and possibly ORBX. I mean, that is London out there, and it's able to handle it fairly well. Okay, so we'll mess around with the lighting here, see what it can do for us. So we'll go ahead and make things a little bit darker. I'll hide these guys here. Bring our lights up. I've never figured out, is there a brightness switch for these? I wonder. Yeah, maybe, maybe not. That does look pretty. Alrighty, so we'll make it a bit darker here. We'll go for full night. Oh yeah. That green is nice. I wonder now, will this change it? Kinda. Yeah, it's quite nice in here. The lighting here is very good. Hey Max, it is looking good. This is the new Cessna from Carenado. I just picked it up here this evening, and it seems to be working fine. Really good frames. It looks the job at night, doesn't it? Now, where's my standby? Get them nice and bright as well. Now, if we go back to these guys, how much light did they illuminate? Yeah, that's pretty decent. Not too shabby. And we should have a light back here somewhere. Let's see. Here? Yep. Not too shabby, not too shabby. We're gone off our autopilot for some reason. That's interesting. We're taking the scenic route. Yeah, I gotta say, I like the I do like our lighting in here. It's pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and turn these guys off. It just got really bright in here all of a sudden. Nice reflections here in the windows. Let's go outside, see how it's looking. External lights are quite good. So Max is asking, do we like this more than the other 172s? Well, you know, the 172 that Laminar provide with X-Plane 11, it's very good. And, you know, you can go out and you can get REP, the Reality Expansion Pack, which really adds an extra level of realism to it. The airfoils, you know, the 172 they have, in terms of its systems, it's a little bit better. But I don't know, they don't update that thing enough. And for me, the support it's crap. Like, there's no real support there at all. They're quite slow to get back. So, with that said, I do like this one. Yes, it has the G1000. I'm not a huge fan of glass cockpits, but in this it kind of works. And you do have the combination of the all steam gauges as well. So I would have to say, yes, this is good. It's a little bit pricey, but you know, it's still decent. Like, I mean, what you're getting for that, decent sounds. It looks amazing. It handles all right. You know, it handles better than most. So yeah, it's I think it's quite good. And the performance, you know, frame wise on this thing, it's fantastic. So we'll go back to daytime here. So this is all ORBX. I would have had Ortho beforehand, but this is all ORBX, their new True Earth scenery. So this is Great Britain South, and we have Great Britain Central as well. Um, and as you can see, everything kind of matches a lot better. Like with Ortho, you can have one tile that's spot on, and then the next tile, it could have been taken different time of the year, or you know, there could be clouds stuck on it. Um, Orbex really pulled out all the stops with this stuff, because I've yet to find any blemishes or problems. Not to say there isn't, but I can't find any. So yeah, it's a huge install. But I had I think it was Zoom level 17. I had for pretty much all the UK, and that took up you know, a substantial part of one of my hard drives. Orbex came in, I think it was 40 gigs less. Um, so that was cool. Plus, there's an update on ORBX now for their um, libraries, file libraries. So about 10 minutes out from Shoreham, or Shoreham, where we're flying. It's out towards the coast. We took off from Stapleford, which is a new ORBX airport released the last couple of days, I think, or even today. The Cessna from Carenado, it's only been released in the last couple of days as well. It's version 1. You can buy it direct from Carenado, or if you wait a couple of days, you'll be able to get it on the X-Plane store, the org store. And usually by the time they release it on the store, it might be patched. As you know, this is version 1. There could be a couple of issues, perhaps. I've yet to find any. Maybe the sounds, there is a bit of a stuttering, but I put that down to the scenery running. The lighting is quite good. Our Hobbs clock gadget thing is working fine. It would be a nice feature if they were to add in for the headphones, just to null the sound a little bit. You probably can't do it here, but like that's all your volume, all the way down there. But yeah, like it is what it is. I have to say, I do like the night lighting in this. It's a nice plane. I can't wait to see some of the new paint schemes that come out. They should look awesome. So we're getting quite a healthy 50 frames here in the south of England. Not far to go. Cool sound effects. I do like that. That's very good. Let's jump into the back here. Decent cup holders, life vests, I imagine. The one light above. Seatbelts looking good. The wings do look very good. Like even the tie down hooks or tie down rings looks fairly decent. Our lovely ORBX scenery here. Great Britain South. Looks well. Haha! Speaking of, I haven't found any blemishes. There's a couple of trees. I don't think we're going to get too excited over that. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Oh, come down to here. So in terms of having, you know, what's the plane missing? Yeah, so you're looking at a plane for €30. And when you put this in comparison to some of the recently released aircraft, you have the CM Marchetti that has an amazing, it's an amazing plane, and it comes with REP as standard. Um, I would like to see REP coming out, but if you were to add that on to this, you're now talking €50, or that's 40 odd pounds, or nearly $60. It's a lot. And yeah, it's a 172. They are nice and pretty. I probably would have preferred to see the Cessna 182, because they did release that for X-Plane 10, and it's just that little bit more oomph and power in it. Like, I mean, we're fine here cruising along about anywhere up to 120 knots. But I think performance-wise on the 182, it just gives you a little bit more. But we can't complain too much. Like, it's any release of high fidelity aircraft for me in X-Plane. It's good news. Like, it gives people a lot of choice. Some people prefer flying Cessnas more so than Pipers. Some people prefer Beechcraft. Some people don't bother with GA. They go straight for the jets, the heavies, the tube liners. So it's quite good in the flight sim world, whereby you can have a lot of diversity when it comes to the aircraft, in particular in X-Plane 11 now. I know, like, Carenado released this in P3D, I think about a year ago, and I saw the shots of the new Falcon they're working on. It was I saw it on Frugal's channel there last week, the Frugal Sim News, and man, to have that thing in X-Plane, that would be sweet. So we should have Shoreham ahead of us, which we do. What we'll do, we'll fly over the airfield, we'll go around with the beach, and then come back in. We could go for a nighttime landing, because they do have lighting on one of the runways. We might do that for the crack. Yes, we can do that. So, as you can see, the night lighting, it is pretty impressive. There we go, that's better. What do you guys think? It does look nice, doesn't it? Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to come off our autopilot, bank here to the left, and go over the sea here a little bit. Start bringing our altitude down a bit, probably bring our throttles down. There's got to be a dimmer switch for these. If any of you guys know where it is, do tell. But failing that, not to worry, we'll give it a bash anyway. Okay, bringing our speed back. Get us nicely slowed down here. Get ourselves lined up with that runway. Once we get our speed down to around 85 knots or below, we can deploy some flaps. Let's trim ourselves out here not to have our descent too fast. Airfield coming up here on our right hand side. So it is quite responsive from a handling perspective. Now I'm using the Trustmaster Warthog, so that probably helps. Okay, deploying the first notch of flaps. Watch your speed. We'll start our turn here. I think one notch of flaps is good. So temperature and pressures all in the green. Landing lights are on. Flaps are set. Get ourselves lined up here with the runway.
Approaching 0 to 2,400 feet available.
And a hush comes into the cockpit. It's all quiet. Mainly because we don't want to make a mess of this on our first landing in this plane. But we'll see how we go. Speed is good. We probably bring it down just a little bit. Pappy lights indicating that we're okay. We're not too high, we're not too low. Just want to get ourselves lined up here in the center line. Throttle back another little bit, bring our speed down. Want to be at about 70 knots or lower. A little low. It is quite responsive, I'll give it that. Okay, illumination on the ground. Are looking good.
Long landing.
Eyes to the bottom of the runway.
2,000 remaining.
Small flare. Throttle back to idle. We'll allow a natural decel. Touch the brakes.
Approaching 1-3.
Okay, manual braking. We could exit here to the left. Bring our flaps back in. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's nice. It's very responsive, as you can see from the oaks jumping around the place. We'll put that down to being a very new airplane. The lights are very good on this. The internal and external lights. Very good. Let's see now. We have taxi and we have landing. So if we landing lights off, yeah, it's pretty accurate.
Approaching 20.
Keep them on here for a bit so we see what we're doing. So the Cessna 172. It's yeah, I like it. I do like it. I'm happy I picked it up. Carenado just don't fail to deliver on certainly the eye candy, all the texture work, PBR. The lighting is amazing. Sounds aren't bad. The avionics aren't bad. We are getting a low vacuum, which usually happens on these things when the RPM is a little bit low. Keep it at around 1,000 or so. It simulates the torque quite well with the engine. On throttle, you know, you have to apply quite a good bit of rudder, so it is simulating that fairly well. Watch our speed here. We'll go ahead and make it daytime. Or evening time is nicer. So yeah, really happy that
2, 4.
really happy that ORBX are here in X-Plane 11, and really happy with me Cessna 172 purchase from Carenado. There's just something about not having the fairings just add to it. I think anyway, it looks not more believable, but like it's more familiar. And as he says it, he drives the plane off or taxis the plane off. Okay, get our strobe lights off. Get ourselves parked up just down here. will probably do us. Okay, so brakes can come on. Taxi lights off. Pitos off. Avionics off. Fuel, all that is still okay. Okay, so fuel goes to cut off. Our mags can come off. Fuel shut off valve out. I'm gonna swab it there. Tanks can. I'll keep them on the left tank. Lights off, and then battery off. Nice. Well, folks, that's it. The Carenado Cessna 172. I think it's a good one. Um, it's a fun plane, like the 172 always is. In comparison to that of what Laminar Research have, and also the AFL one, it's up there. It's quite good. The modelling is phenomenal. The lighting is brilliant. Sounds are good. Avionics are fine with the G1000. I think it's quite good, and that added with the likes of ORBX really adds to your flight simming experience. In particular, the True Earth Great Britain scenery. It's phenomenal, and with the new release of Stapleford and this airport or airfield that we're in now, Shoreham, this is all ORBX. So hats off to them. So we can put back on our static elements here. So that's it, guys. I hope you liked the stream. It's only a short one tonight. We'll be back on possibly tomorrow or what is tomorrow? Thursday, Thursday or Friday. We'll jump back on and we'll do a bit more flying in this. If you guys have anything else you want to see, different planes or different locations or sceneries, do leave them in the comments below. We'll have a look. And until next time, look after yourselves. Take care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you really soon.